And now entering the ring, Jason Hughes, Dustin Dougie Campbell, and Jason Papa White, the Triple Threat, here on the Strong Booking Podcast.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Strong Booking Podcast. So, we'll go ahead and thank our sponsors real quick. High Tech Signs and Graphics, Pressburg Pigment Boat, McGuire's Insurance Agency. Thank you guys for helping us, doing what you do for us. I'm going to give it over to Jason and let him kind of brief us on the topics we're going to be discussing today.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Sorry about last week. Some things came up. It was Father's Day. Everybody had some prior obligations and stuff like that. And we just like to thank everybody for, tuning in this week. And I think this week we just kind of want to start out with getting everybody's thoughts on Undertaker retired this week or this past week. And I just want to see what everybody's thoughts were and maybe get, their insight on what was their favorite moment or era of the Undertaker during his legendary career. It's a sad thing to see somebody like that retire.
Were we there? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was breaking up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Me too.
I mean, seeing Taker go is definitely, that hits the feels a lot just because, it's somebody, for me, for sure, I started watching wrestling probably in 96, 97-ish, somewhere, around that. He was one, the first guys I started watching. So, I've been watching him for 20 years now almost. And just to see him go, it really hits the feels.
Disconnect your phone, Trent. Disconnect your phone, too.
Yeah, seeing Undertaker retire was, something I've been seeing coming in, I thought, for years now, but he kept going on and putting on some matches for us. And, I grew up watching him. I saw him early on in the old Taker days with Paul Bear, watched him transition into the Attitude Era when he was doing the ministry and how that built up, how that was a mainstay when I was really big into wrestling during the Monday Night Wars. The ministry was big time. And then, I like the way he went out. He went out with that last ride match with with AJ. And, it was a great match. I thought it was one of the matches I know all of us agreed on between it and the Funhouse match at Mania that year was it's probably two of the best matches that were on the card itself. And they did that documentary on the network. And when it came down to the end, he just said he had no desire to get back in the ring, and he thought that was the way to go out. Not to say he won't come back and do something in the future. We don't know. Hall of Fame is in the future for him for sure. And but other than that, I'll turn it over to Jason and see what his thoughts are on it.
Yeah, I apologize. My internet's not great right now. I remember Undertaker back when he was in the Skyscrapers with Danny Spivey. He was mean Mark Callis. He had the heart punch. I mean, he was great then. And the streak was probably one of the best things, in my opinion, that the WWE had for years. I hate the way the streak ended. I always thought Undertaker deserved a better finishing match than what he got with Brock. Going out with the Boneyard match, I liked it. I liked the Boneyard match.
Yeah.
I think kind of, he's older and I can see him going out, but I think he could have done more of those cinematic matches that would have played into his character so well. The Undertaker character was made for cinematic. That's what it is. But other than that, got so many good memories of the Undertaker. I remember when he beat Hogan for his first title, throwing Mick Foley off the Hell in a Cell. I mean, you can just count them. Just all kinds. Hey.
Got special guests there.
Yeah, hey.
Hey.
But That's what wrestling's about. Family, love it. That's yeah, great Undertaker. Hate to see him go. You know, other than that, yeah.
I'm with you on the point. I would have loved to see some more cinematic matches like that with him in it, because it was an amazing match. Whatever you want to call it, it was good to watch. I really enjoyed it. I would have. We still might get another one of those. You never know. I mean, he didn't.
I hope so.
He didn't necessarily say, or he did retire, but he said, if Vince ever got pickle, he would answer the phone. So
Vince is always in a pickle. Apparently, they all come back. They all come back.
Yeah.
This, wrestling is like a pet cemetery. They all come back.
Yeah. Some of my biggest memories, though, like you said, the Mankind, throwing Mankind off it. That's probably one of the biggest. Then one match that just always sticks in my mind is him and Jeff Hardy. And they had the ladder match. I always loved that match for some reason.
That was one of the matches that gave Jeff Hardy credibility.
Yeah, I always remember that.
That made him a singles guy.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the American Bad A and the Big Evil gimmick. He ran there for a while. So that's probably why I remember that match a lot.
The Brothers of Destruction was
Oh yeah, Brothers of
Look
Destruction.
at Kane. Without Undertaker, wouldn't be a Kane.
Well, where would Kane be without Undertaker?
Yeah.
So.
And I don't even, Mick Foley was great, but putting Mick Foley with the Undertaker is what showed the world what Foley could really do.
Yep, you're right.
There's, Undertaker's he's a major set piece. He's a major player in the game.
Matches him and Shawn had at Mania, him and Triple H. I mean, those would be matches, no one will ever forget.
No. And so like Undertaker versus Batista at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's a match you don't see, hear about, but that was a great match.
Yep. Well, I think we've said our thoughts on Taker.
Thank you, Taker.
Thank you, Taker.
Thanks, Taker.
What we got next, Jay?
Let's see. I just want to get in a little AEW. We can talk about Dynamite this week. There was a lot that kind of went down on Dynamite this week. And then I know after that we can go into a little Fyter Fest. It's a 2-night event coming up next 2 weeks. Their next pay-per-view, they're giving it to us live on TV. Yep. This week we finally got to see what I've been kind of looking forward to was the Wardlow Luchasaurus. They've been building up for that for a while, and they did a lumberjack match to open Dynamite this week, and it didn't let down. It showed to me that Luchasaurus and Wardlow have potential to be in that big title picture, down the road whenever they get to that point. I know both are still kind of, I don't know if they're really early on in their careers, but right now they showed a lot in that match. Athleticism was one thing. We knew Luchasaurus had it, but Wardlow showed a lot. Wardlow showed a lot this past week as well. I just wanted to see what your all's thoughts were on the match itself.
I don't have any. I haven't watched it. I don't.
Well, it's the one match that probably stands out from the show. Everybody was talking about it all week, so I did watch it. And I mean, like you're saying, Jason, there was just a lot of athleticism for some big guys. Luchasaurus done that moonsault. That was impressive. And then, like you said, Wardlow, he showed more athleticism than I thought he would have. And it was a great match. And, I think Wardlow winning it was good. Good for him. He needed that win. Luchasaurus, he's kind of in a rough spot for me right now. Like, he's so good, but I just don't know what they do with him,
Yeah, he's in the situation right now. He's kind of, him and Jungle Boy are, the two as a tag team. I think they're better than right now, but both of them's put on some good individual matches. They've got Marco Stunt, but they just use Marco as a Wardlow used him as a long dart during the. Yeah. I mean, it's just eventually maybe see them break apart, do some singles runs on their own, but. You know,
I think we'll
Wardlow
end up
winning.
getting a tag match between, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Wardlow and MJF.
Yeah, that actually got made official. It's
Did it?
on night one of Fyter Fest. It's Wardlow and MJF versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
Yeah, I figured after the match, they kind of got
Yeah.
a brawl. So I think that's
Yeah, I was reading up on it today. That was one of the matches they announced. It's going to be on night one. The next thing I know that caught my attention from Dynamite, and I know Jason, he sent me the video of it first before I even got to watch it, was the Cody interview that he did, and I just want to see what Jason's thoughts were on that.
We talking about the one where he's at the press conference?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it. It was a great interview. It seemed to be realistic. I mean, I hate to sound like the old guy, but when you talk about Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, when I hear those names, some part of me turns off.
Yep, exactly. I agree.
I hate, I don't want to be that way. They're great athletes.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, wrestling is so much more than just athletic ability.
I think their gimmicks are going to really hold them back.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I was getting to with Luchasaurus. Like, what do you do with the big guy? I don't know if it will or not. I might not be a typical wrestling fan. I might be a little bit too old for the typical wrestling fan now.
Yeah.
But that interview was great. He was talking. That's what I like. Talking about the blood in his mouth and all of that. I liked it. It made me believe that what he was saying, he believed.
Yeah.
I just want to believe. That's it.
Yeah, I went back and watched today. I watched Dynamite again just a little bit ago. I just ended it again before we came on, and one thing that stuck out during it was he said, "I am the American nightmare, but I believe in the American dream, and that's hope."
Yep.
And that's what this title means. And he kept reiterating how that title's not finished yet, but he doesn't care.
Yeah.
And,
I really loved that. He was talking about how that title wasn't finished.
Yeah. To me, it touched all the bases. It gave me kind of goosebumps. That's why I sent it straight to you.
Yeah.
Because I liked it. I thought it worked.
I mean, Cody can put on some good promos. I know he's hit and miss with people. One minute, people love him. One minute, people don't. But that man, like he even said also during that interview, he's like, as far as I know, as far as hope goes, wrestling has fed my mouth since the day I was born. And he lives and bleeds wrestling. He's not into the gimmick wrestling, any of that stuff. He believes in professional wrestling, he said. And, that sticks with you when somebody says that.
Well, another thing I noticed, he was talking about that he wasn't into the cosplay and all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, the elite is kind of they're kind of cosplay.
Yep.
That's kind of what they do.
Kenny's real big on cosplay,
Oh yeah, so's the Bucks. I mean, like when we saw them when we saw them in Huntington, they come out. They like that kind of stuff. I like it too. I have nothing against it. I like the cosplay. Then I like the traditional wrestling. But I can see little stuff like that leads me to believe that he's getting ready to completely pull away.
I was getting ready to bring that up. I was getting ready to bring that up. Is that just another shot and a slow burn of the heel turn, breaking loose from the elite?
I believe so.
Well, I think it's something that really sticks with me is how all these guys, even though I think when Cody says he's he's just a traditional wrestling fan. He likes the old school. And the Kenny and the Bucks are they're more modern day. They like to cosplay and different things, but these guys are able to work together, agree upon things. And there probably is some arguments, but at the end of the day, they're all professional, and they're putting their egos to the side to come to agreements and make a show run. And that says a lot about them.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. That's what you've got to do to succeed. You have to be professional and keep going.
So I think that's one of WWE's biggest downfalls. Is Vince is it's his way or the highway. There's no middle to it, so there's no common ground. There's no agreements, and that's why wrestlers are, jumping ship or getting frustrated.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you, Dougie. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like what you were saying.
No, go ahead.
Sorry. I like what you were saying there. They all butt heads, they're all friends, but, you got to look at they're all running that company right now as well.
Yeah.
They're all EVPs, so they're going to butt heads on things and stuff. But, that's creative genius, though. I mean, they've been able to tie storylines in that weren't even there that you didn't even think about from one show to the next. Somebody gets injured. Somebody can't wrestle due to, right now during this pandemic, travel issues. They've been able to put together the best product, in my opinion, that's on TV right now. And, I mean, that's probably got to do a lot with wrestlers running a wrestling show for the most part right now.
Well, I agree with what you're saying. Where they're kind of different, there's so many different perspectives coming into play. And that's like you said, that's how great things happen. It's people looking at it from different angles and then just taking the best of what they've got available to them.
Yep. And be able to put your egos aside and, agree upon things, even though, Cody might not like what the Bucks are doing, but saying, hey, let's get the fans in here, do it. So,
well, yeah, it's what's best for business.
What's best for business. Try it. What we got next?
Next thing that stood out to me the most was after FTR won their match, the promo they cut saying, they were saying they were glad the Young Bucks graduated from the kiddie table, moving up to the big boy league. And they made a pun to JR, said we might not be the stereotypical type that JR talks about, athleticism-wise, but we're the baddest in the room. We might not be good guys, we might not be bad guys, but we are the baddest. And, it makes them, they're not heel, they're not face right now. They're just making themselves out to be the best in the business at what they do. And, it's set up, that interview was good, and it set up Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Brothers return this past week. And it set up an 8-man tag match, Butcher and the Blade, Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks and FTR. The tag team division right now is just lit in AEW. I mean, there's so many good tag teams in AEW right now, and it's worth watching each and every week.
Which I'm glad, they've really put a emphasis on making the tag team division great, and that's a big part of the company in the whole, because you can't just have you don't want to just have one segment be good. You want all your segments throughout the show to be good, and you need tag teams to do that. Midway through the show, you need good tag team matches to keep people interested in it. That's something WWE's not really done. They really don't have their tag team divisions not really there anymore. So when you're halfway through the show and you're watching something and it's boring, you're going to turn the show.
Yeah. But, I think that has a lot to do with that they've got a tag team, helping run the company.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've got the Young Bucks, AEW is set up apparently to really run well.
Oh,
I agree that the tag team division is great there. Everything AEW does is great, except for the women's division.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's struggling.
And hopefully after this week they might have some help there. Is what I'm hoping. You can't never tell.
Yeah, you got a good point there.
Well, that was
a free agent out there.
Mm-hmm.
That was something I saw actually today. Nyla Rose was added to day 2 of Fyter Fest, and said she had a huge announcement. Something was going to change. I mean, and the elephant in the room is Tessa Blanchard was fired, by Impact. So I mean, she's a free agent at the end of this month, and Fyter Fest just happens to happen on July 1st and July 8th. So I mean, that's a possibility that she may debut.
I think it's more than a possibility. So. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a thing.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it's the right move. They know they need her. It's the right move.
Yeah.
I don't see her going
I,
WWE.
I agree it's the right move too, but you can't never underestimate that money when WWE really starts throwing it. When they really
No,
want
you're right.
something, when they really want something, it's they usually get it. But
Money talks.
you got with Tully being there, you might have a different story. I'm hoping that you'd have to rebuild your whole women's division to do anything with Tessa.
I think that's the start, though. That's where that's the start of the rebuild right there is with Tessa.
I hope so.
I'd even throw it out this week. I talked about it a little bit. What if they brought her in, and she was the fourth member of Cody's potential Four Horsemen stable? You could have Cody, FTR, and then Tessa. That's just something different. You have Tully and Arn. You could have at one point you could possibly have 4 titles in the ranks. The women's title, say the TNT or the tag belts, or because technically Cody can't challenge for the AEW title at this time. I still think that's going to change. But they could still possibly have 5 members. It don't have to be 4. They could still have 5, and Sean Spears be in it as well. But
that's I think it would work. It's just it's unique enough to work. Like again, being old fashioned, I just hope they keep Tessa in a women's division. I mean, nothing against her, but
no, for the love of God, just keep her in the women. Yeah. No versus men.
I'm not a fan of that myself.
No, me neither.
No, it ran its course, I thought, in WWE when China done it, to try to reboot it now, but they let Tessa win a main heavyweight title. I know China had won the Intercontinental belt, but they let Tessa be world champion. So
and now Impact's going to have to rebuild their whole heavyweight division. I don't care what they say.
It's demolished. They kind of demoralized it, really.
It's kind of like it's kind of like AEW in their women's division, in my opinion. When you let that, when you let a small person like Riho do what she did, it kind of Nyla's a good champion, I think. She's a good champion.
Impact done something that gave them like 2 weeks of fame. Put them back, in the talks of everything. It's the only reason they done that. And then, all of it died down, and nobody cared that Tessa was champion then.
Then you have to look at it this way: that after they went out on a line for her and gave her the title, she didn't even care. She didn't even care enough to send promos into them.
Yeah.
So when she, how do you know when she comes to wherever she's going, she's just going to decide to do the same thing? It's just a lot of liabilities in the situation, a lot of variables.
You're true. You're right.
Well, let's see. After that, trying to think what the other strong point I was watching.
Yeah, Jericho and
Orange Cassidy segment at the end of the show. It was great. I think anything Jericho, but Orange Cassidy, anything he does right now is on fire. But putting them two together, and I wouldn't be shocked if Jericho takes the loss, to give that bump to Orange Cassidy, at Fyter Fest. Jericho's been known to give people the push in his career. And, Orange Cassidy being on fire like he is right now, I wouldn't be shocked if it happened.
Yeah.
But Orange is on fire, and Orange doesn't win a lot of matches.
No.
I mean, he's I don't know his record, but I can think of a lot of losses Orange just took.
Yeah.
Some people, just like Orange, it doesn't matter if they lose or not.
Yeah.
He's over. Once he's over, he's over. He's good to go.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I don't know if he necessarily has to win the match, but I'm also, like Jason said, Jericho's always been known to, give people the rub. So he could, end up taking the W there.
I think either way, it's going to be a good match to benefit both of them.
Oh yeah. Well, Draco don't need no benefits, but it's going to benefit Orange Cassidy, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to talk about the Moxley and Brian Cage match. Like that. It's one thing I am not interested in at all. I just don't know why. I just can't not get into it.
No, I'm with you. I like Moxley. I'm just not into Cage.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
not
love
into
Moxley.
Taz.
I'm
I'm just not into either one of those guys. I agree.
I like Taz as a commentator. I really have always liked him as a commentator. I thought he was pretty good when he was with Impact, TNA. Especially during the Aces and Eights time. He was part of the crew, but he was just the commentary, so he was good during that. But no, as a mic piece for Brian Cage, no.
I guess I'm on the opposite spectrum on that. I like him as the mic piece for Cage. I've watched a lot of Cage matches here lately, just seeing what he has to offer. He does have some athleticism, but he is that muscle-bound guy. But we don't even know if we're going to get that match. That's
true.
also a possibility. I mean, we're on the little fence. Moxley's wife tested positive for COVID, so 2 weeks from the day would be the Tuesday before the second day of Fyter Fest. So if he was to test and be negative, then that match might happen. If he tests positive, that match might not even happen. So could still be another build-up for the next pay-per-view. So, we've got that to go forward.
I hope it happens so we just get it over with.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't like Cage, and I never did like Taz.
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully, Taz was the second or third most over guy in a bingo hall. I mean, that was it. He was.
I can't say I never liked Taz. I do like Taz, but I just ain't feeling him with all this right now.
When he gets on there and starts talking about himself, I zone out. Yeah. And then Cage just stands behind him, making mean faces and stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
They dropped the ball on this one. I'm not gonna lie. Brian Cage, he needs to go back to Impact.
Yeah, I don't care much for him.
I don't understand why he's such a hot commodity. I just don't get it. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of another big match, the high-profile matches. I know there were some squash matches. I know Lance Archer, Joe Janela is on one of the cards.
I know you got SCU versus
the Dark Order with Colt Cabana.
Yeah.
And that's a storyline I'm really intrigued with, the Colt Cabana situation right now. So
that's the best storyline Colt Cabana's ever been in.
Yeah.
Yeah. By far.
Storyline he's ever had.
Yeah.
Like when they announced it, like on Dynamite, Brody Lee said, we're going to take on SCU. And he was kind of like shocked, like, oh, SCU, because those are his buddies,
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You're going to get what you want. And that's wins. And I guess that's what he's trying to offer him right now to draw him over to the Dark Order. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, after me and you talked about it, Jay, I've sat and thought about it. And I couldn't think of a better guy than Colt Cabana to have in that storyline.
No.
The whole Dark Order storyline is perfect for Colt Cabana. Maybe, he needed this to get him over. I don't know.
I think so, because, man, I've always liked Wild Colt. Nothing against him, but he's never really had that moment where he got to, completely over with anybody, any major crowd. This might be his chance.
Close.
You're right. I mean, you're right. He just never got close.
He's been a guy people have talked about for years, saying that he's never been given a shot, and now, this, like you were saying, this might give him that little boost, a heel turn. Because from what I can tell, he's always been that boom boom gimmick.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's always been the indie guy that people talked about, but he never seemed to. Yeah, a good heel turn would do him good.
He was like one of those first indie guys, when CM Punk, Colt Cabana, Daniel Bryan, a few others do that. You know, the rest of them made it. Colt never made it.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, heel turn.
Yep.
Yep.
Heel turn.
Oh, it would be a good storyline. He never made it. He turned heel. We need to write stories. You got 5 minutes, Kevin.
Are you heel turning right now, Kevin?
I'm heel turning on Kevin right now.
Heel turn.
Yeah, go do that. That would be great. He does have the power.
He does have the power to turn us off.
Yeah, that would be like the Eric Bischoff heel turn back in WCW.
All right, quick rundown on the Fyter Fest. Let's pick our do our predictions real quick if we got time.
I can run them from the matches I remember. I know you've got
Well, yeah,
Cody
just
versus
the
Cody
main
versus Cody versus Hager.
Cody.
Cody.
Hager.
What?
We got Cassidy versus Jericho.
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 I'm gonna say Jericho.
Well,
Best friends
go.
Best friends versus Hangman and Omega tag belts.
Best friends.
best friends.
I was gonna say
Turn's
best
coming.
friends. Yeah,
I see it
something's gonna happen there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's time.
It's time.
Let's see.
8-man tag match.
The 8-man tag match: Lucha Brothers, Butcher and the Blade versus FTR and the Young Bucks.
FTR and the Young Bucks.
Yep.
FTR and the Young Bucks with some tension during the match.
No, I take it back. No, I take
Go.
it back. I'm gonna go with Butcher and the Blade.
Alright.
I see
Tensions get in the
them.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
costing them a loss. Loss.
I'm trying to think. Let's see. One that I just talked about earlier: Lance Archer versus Joey Janela. I know it's a squash.
Lance.
Yeah.
Cage
Jurassic-
versus Moxley.
Okay, Page versus Moxley.
Moxley.
Moxley. Jurassic Express versus Wardlow and MJF.
MJF and Warlow.
Yeah, MJF and Wardlow.
I'm gonna say
he's got
MJF
that
and Wardlow.
undefeated.
Yeah.
He's got that little.
If they took the loss, Wardlow would take that pin. It wouldn't be MJF. Let's see.
Yeah,
You're
right. Yeah.
You're right about that. But
It was Sheeta versus Penelope Ford is the women's
who
title
cares?
match.
Penelope.
Nah. I'm going to go
I
with
just remember.
Sheeta.
Yeah, Tessa.
Sheeta.
Sheeta.
I kind of like her. She's all right.
See SCU versus the Dark Order and Colt Cabana.
Yeah,
Dark Order.
Dark Order, for sure.
Dark Order, and they let Cabana take the pinfall too. Let him do the pin.
Oh, yeah, he pins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way he gets the win. Keeps the build up. That's what happened this past week on Dynamite. They let Cabana do the pinfall. So.
Yep.
Good for Coach.
I think that pretty much hit them all.
I think that's close to them. There might be one or two that I missed. I'm not for sure.
Yeah.
Did we get a
There was
test of debut?
There's quite a few matches on it for a 2-night event.
I think they listed five each night, I believe. So
Yeah, there's
About
definitely
20
more
minutes.
that we're not.
20 minutes a match if they
Yeah.
evened it out.
yeah,
No, it's going to be good. I'm going to
Yeah.
definitely try to watch this. This will be good.
I'm happy
Yes,
that it's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you think we'll get Tessa? Is that what you said?
That's what I was asking. You think there'll be a test of debut?
yeah.
Like second night? Yeah.
Second night,
That would be quick.
it would be. It's a quick turnaround, but that could be something to save the show if the Moxley cage match gets canceled too. That could be something they've got in their back pocket.
Sure.
So
I hope we get Tessa, because like I was telling Jay earlier, Tessa would never be the person at WWE. She would be till Charlotte got back, but that's the
She
end
got to
of
hold
that.
it.
Yeah. I would rather see Tessa over in AEW and everybody just talk about the dream match that never happened. The Tessa versus Shaw. Oh yeah, but it don't need to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
That's
30
what
seconds.
AEW needs it. AEW needs it. Did you say 30 seconds?
Yep.
Well, just we'll go ahead and thank our sponsors again. Pressburg Picnic Poke, High-Tech Signs and Graphics, McGuire's Insurance Agency. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to have some big announcements coming this week, so just stay tuned on the Facebook page.
and I just want to thank everybody, you and Dougie included, Jay. Everybody. God bless.
See you, bud.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
You've been listening to the Strong Booking Podcast. Your hosts are Jason Hughes, Jason White, and Dustin Dougie Campbell. Your producer is Kevin Horn. This has been a production of Hat Media Services.